our cash bid, and use the mic. And we started with a problem. So the other day I was going to Paris, and it was a last-minute trip. So I had barely booked anything, let alone get currency. So I arrived in Paris and I needed to do two things. First of all, I needed to get a taxi to the airport, and secondly, I needed to get lunch. But I didn't have any euros, so this was a problem. So fortunately, there was a bureau de change open, but if I had arrived on a Sunday or during a bank holiday or really late at night, it wouldn't have been open, and I've been really screwed. So we took a bit of a look into this problem, and we identified two main problems with existing currency exchange. So first of all, lack of availability. So this means that on the weekends or on bank holidays or at 2 a.m. in the morning, bureau de changes just aren't open. Secondly, they usually have a very high transaction cost. So they seem to have a monopoly on currency exchange, which isn't good for the customer. So we looked at two main scenarios of this problem. So first of all, in an airport, and secondly, in a pub. We're brainstorming ways of where people would want to exchange currency. And we came up with a solution of CashBit working in Paris. So I've just arrived in Paris and I need 100 euros. So I open up CashBit on my iPhone and it does two main things. First of all, it locates where I am. And secondly, it matches me with someone nearby that has 100 euros in cash. So CashBit has three main features.
So, from the three main features, the first one is due diligence, and it has to do with the identity verification of each user registered on CashBit. And in order to do that really systematically, we thought we would be using Jumio's platform to do that, which does identity verification in about 60 seconds in real time over the internet, and it's located in around about 60 countries, so it has high reach as well. That way we can reduce the identity fraud. The second feature of this is the mid-market rate or the floating rate. In comparison to other currency brokers who charge high transaction costs and commissions, in this case, because it's peer-to-peer, the mid-market rate would actually help both parties. And the third feature is to do with any currency, and I'll just hand it over to Peter.
Yes, so the beauty of the system is you're actually going to do the transaction with someone in the local currency. They'll be carrying around that cash. So really it can be, well, first of all, you don't have the overhead associated with current euro de change, so it's very low cost. But also it could be in any currency whatsoever. Wherever you are and there are local people, you can do that transaction. So that's any country. But if you found yourself on a desert island where they dealt in coconuts, you could exchange a Bitcoin for coconuts and then buy your lunch in coconuts. It really is global from that perspective. In terms of the development work,
Sure. So the tiny URL doesn't work just now, but we'll have it work in about 10 minutes, hopefully. So let me give a quick demo of what we could make, given the time. So this is what it would look like on the iPhone. This is just prototype 1, so it's very basic. So I'd open up CashBit and say I want to exchange 100 euros. So immediately CashBit pairs me with people around that have 100 euros. exactly like Tinder. So you could think of us as Tinder for currency exchange. So I can here decide whether I want to exchange with this person or not exchange with this person. So I could swipe no, and maybe I want to go with Neil. So I click trade, and then after that, it's not working at the moment, but we want it to go through to the money transfer and show me exactly where he is, and then it sends him the Bitcoin for the cash. So that's it. Thank you very much, and look forward to having you as beta testers. Thank you.
I'm sure our judges will have many questions.
Sure.
Yes, so for people who don't understand Bitcoin, how does this help them get currency?
So we basically match users who would require to exchange currencies, and this platform that we are looking at allows the currency transfer to be made through Bitcoin. So there is a feature, using the blockchain, we can actually, using the Receive Payments API, which is free of cost and allows for and does not hold any money. So the blockchain API, the Receiving Payments API, would be able to transfer funds into the Bitcoin account, and that way we can kind of match two users with that.
But are people keeping Bitcoin, or are they going in and out from fiat, Bitcoin, fiat?
Would it work dollar to euro?
Well, we think there are two sort of scenarios. One is people who are happy holding Bitcoin in a wallet all the time, right, for a few £100s. So it really aids that transaction in terms of if you want to change from euro to dollar and you want to do that directly, you're not be able to do it. Like 20 euros is not worth an exact amount in dollars. Whereas if you go from Bitcoin, you can work it out exactly. So that's in the scenario where people are happy with a wallet with a few £100 worth of Bitcoins. The scenario with the airports is where people aren't really happy having a balance of Bitcoin because of the currency fluctuation. So what they might do is when they arrive at, say, Heathrow, they would change their pounds into Bitcoin, with people arriving looking for pounds. And then when they arrived in their destination, wherever that is, they could then change their Bitcoin into the local currency. So they would have a little bit of a currency risk during the flight, but they wouldn't be holding that balance permanently. So that's how digital currency, Bitcoin, would help you.
Great. And with the multi-wallets, multi-coins, how would you envisage that going?
Sure. So Amit worked on the floating rate, on how much the coins are worth at any particular point in time.
So yeah, it will be based on the market fluctuations and the rates decided by the market in terms of exchange rates.
Yeah, but would you support multiple? You've got multiple coins in your diagram.
Yes.
Chains. So
Yeah,
I support multi-chain, multi-wallet.
Well, I think initially you'd keep it very simple, so you just have Bitcoins, it's getting that sort of critical mass, but in the future you might be able to. But initially it's like a proof of concept, because you have to find people who say, I'm a Londoner, in the pub scenario, I'm a Londoner, I always carry £100 or more in my wallet, I'm happy to sign up, and it'd be a very simple scenario initially.
But it's not a wallet, it's just matching people.
Yeah.
Anyone can have any wallet. Yeah.
Yeah, you just got to. That's it.
This hasn't really come up in the implementation, but is there a way you can plug this in? I see this as a money transfer sort of remittance app, possibly, where the person sending the coins isn't there in person and he's saying, I'll send you Bitcoins, please deliver $100 to my grandma.
Yeah, it's always immediate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So can you see that plugging into your transfer?
I mean, definitely, that's a very good idea. But the main concern over there is you need to have this license to do with money handling, and that is a tricky step in order for this app to be running. So at the moment, we were avoiding anything to do with holding money with ourselves.
Legal aside,
yes.
Would that work?
That would work.
Of course. Yeah. I'll look at the legals.
Thank you.
But I think the sort of economic argument is by doing it with the local people, you just get rid of all the overheads of a bureau de change.
Yeah.
That's where the idea initially came from.
Sometimes people don't even care about the exchange, but could you actually offer a service which is very similar,
but actually where the Bitcoin was just in the middle, and you just said, someone's got a $50 note, someone's got a £20 note, and they literally just have the physical currency, and you just put it together in the pub, you take your slice in Bitcoin, but they just basically exchange two notes.
So, I don't know, it's not going to exactly match up. I don't know, someone will be losing out.
You could tell them what was close.
What you could actually do, well, this is becoming more complex now. What you could actually do is the difference in Bitcoin you could credit to the one who would have lost out.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem is dealing with coins, you know, like.
Yeah, buys a pint or whatever. Yeah, because it equals it up. I mean, it could be like an American in a pub in London.
Way of doing it. Yeah, but someone would have to be in London carrying dollars, which might not be. Yeah,
I've been in airport queues so the Bureau de Change queues, where I found somebody with the currency that I want, and I've got what they want, and they are very nervous doing it outside the Bureau de Change, but I've done it.
Well, that's one of the advantages of going through this platform, in that people are verified, and that there's a whole issue about, you know, you don't want to meet up with people and get mugged, but if you've got their IDs, even one of the features about Tinder sort of meeting up, you could say, we suggest you meet up in this location, and it's under a CCTV camera.
So, ID thing could be wrong again?
Jumio.
Okay.
So they have the identity verify app that allows us to verify in real time.
Yeah, but that is one of the features of it, to give you security. You don't want to match people up to get mugged, as we say.
Great. Right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.